first question to you, Natasha, is as an artist, it becomes a little bit difficult to quantify our work. You know, there are people who can look at the inputs, meaning like the cost to make a thing, and then mark it up, and then that's the selling price.
Yeah.
With us, it's a little bit difficult to quantify our work. So what's the best way of going about quantifying our actual products, which could be like a painting, a video, or like a service, which is shooting something, or putting together an event, or performing somewhere where it's difficult to like
quantify,
create, like a value of this thing.
Due to some technical difficulties, I'm answering that question like this. 3 things to consider when you're pricing anything. I think people get bogged down by the industry they are because that's all you know. So you feel like you're the only person facing this problem, but this is a very common problem. First thing, rule of thumb. If it is a service-based business, you want to have a market-related hourly rate. So you're going to charge per hour. If it is input related, so for you to your direct costs are, if you're a photographer in this example, and you need to hire out a studio or lights, physical tangible products that you need to buy or hire, you want to add a percentage markup so that you kind of have a principled way of dealing with things, right? That markup again can be like 10%, it can be 100%, it can be 1,000%. So when you are, let's take for instance the example of a photographer. I'm taking this example because it incorporates the service element as well as the input element. The first thing you want to do with any kind of process is you want to figure out what the heck you are doing. I know it sounds weird, like I paint or I take pictures. You don't. That's the outcome of everything else that you do in the process, okay? I bought a piece of art recently and I was at a cafe. I just looked at it and I saw that it was actually on display for purchase and I bought it. That's one way of doing it. Someone might see your website. They may call you up. It depends on the first step. So you need to kind of figure out how is this end result of a painting being sold, DJing being done, photography being edited and sent out to the client, the closing off of that service or product. How does it start? Now the next question is, you've got the beginning, you've got the end, what happens in between? This is where a lot of people waste time and money because they don't have a standardized way of approaching something. You may be an artist and you may need to have a little creative leeway, but you need to have a skeletal structure of how do you get from point A to point B. In those points, you need to break down each and every single menial process. As long as it's happening, you need to break it down. You need to ask yourself, who is involved? How much time does it take? How much money does it cost? Where does it happen? You're going to ask yourself those questions and move on to the next step. So you build up the cost from what you're actually doing. So when you get to the output of it, you can say, well, it cost me this much in time and it cost me this much in input costs, direct costs. And this is how much I am going to then sell it for. The point is that you really need to know exactly how much something costs so that you don't price yourself out of your profit. You don't offer a discount that just doesn't make sense. And this is the breakdown. This is why a lot of small businesses fail. They simply don't have money. But a lot of reason that they figure that out is because the business is now bankrupt and closing. You need to be able to pinpoint exactly where is the money getting guzzled, what can I do, how can I optimize the process so that my cost is at a very competitive rate and then I can sell it. That's a wrap. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am so bummed you guys did not get to see the rest of our conversation. We had such a great time, but I can't do that to you. The quality was just absolutely terrible. If you have any questions, please feel free to click the link. You can click contact us or book a consultation and we will be in touch with you.